8 Abhiram Chaganti. It is currently 1:44 p.m. on the 22nd, February 22nd, and I am in my dorm room. I think with week 8, this marks like a little over 15% of the year done, 52 weeks. So that's great. I never get to record in my dorm room because my roommate is always here. Don't get me wrong, I love my roommate. We actually are a diamond in the rough pair because normally when you get a random roommate, he's a random roommate, right? You don't always room with them the next year. I roomed with him freshman year too. So that says a lot about, the bond we have and how we work so well as roommates. And we plan to room together next year as well, which I think is really, really cool because we're not only random roommates, we're random roommates from completely different places. He's from China and I'm from Chicago. So that is incredible to me. Now, updates for this week. Last week I talked about getting into DJing. As you can see here, I have a DJ controller sitting right here. So I've been doing a lot of mixing. It's super fun, and I'm not only loving the current state of learning it, but I'm also loving the possibilities there are beyond, right? Like being able to put my own songs in here. Like look at the dynamics here, right? I have a mic where I can just record songs and my laptop where I make beats, so I can make a beat to a song, then put it in the DJ software. You know what I'm saying? It's like a huge operation going on, but that's what I'm really excited about, being able to master these music elements, because at the end of the day, right, my whole goal is to bring whatever I see and think in my head in the forms of music, clothes, other design. And speaking of other design, something interesting this week is, so for context, last year I was designing a bunch of things too. It was like all over the place. There was a design where I did a menu, I did a website design, a menu for a restaurant, that is, a website design, and a magazine design. But one of those designs was a chopstick set. It was a pencil chopstick set. Now, this idea has been done before, but my boy came over to my dorm and I was showing him the set, and he was telling me, he was like, bro, this is super dope. And he's from Japan, by the way. This is super dope. You should make this into a whole like package. When I say set, I'm referring to just the chopsticks, but he was mentioning set as in the whole experience, right? Because when you get a pair of chopsticks, you get it like the box, you get like the cloth in it, the chopstick holders as well. So I was like, that's a great idea. Then I started designing for all that stuff, and I'm realizing that it's gonna take some technical knowledge that I don't have, so I might outsource that. But I'm really excited about making it because I think even though it's been an idea already, I think people will be really blown away with the ideas I have from a presentation perspective, right? Like your packaging experience. I'm thinking more of it as like a novelty piece rather than something you eat with. I was reminded when I believe it was Takashi Murakami and his collaboration with Louis Vuitton, they had made a coffee cup. And people were confused because when you bought the coffee cup, the lid wouldn't come off. You can't actually drink out of it. And I sat with that thought. I was like, why would they do that? You know what I mean? And I don't really have the answers because I do strongly believe in functional usage of creative things, but I do think that there is some appreciation in novelties, like souvenir type things. So that's kind of how I want to do mine, but of course if you want to use them, you can use them. It's kind of like when they buy the Supreme skateboards or the Supreme rugs or something. It's like you're not just gonna put your rug in like a glass cage. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. But I think people will be really impressed with the presentation ideas I have. It's like a sharpener box, like a pencil sharpener box, and it slides left to right. And then as you're looking at it, imagine a desert, right? As the way the utensils are put into it. It's kind of like a desert. It's like a bunch of valleys and a bunch of curves and stuff like that that naturally, by gravity, hold the utensils and the other items like the holders. So I think people will be really impressed with that. It's going to take some AutoCAD and some other 3D softwares, but I'm going to get that done for sure. Other than that, exams are coming up next week, which I'm not overly thrilled about, because in the last video the title was I don't really care about school, and that subsequently I have not been locked in, and I have not studied for these tests coming up. So I'm excited, I guess, in some way to see how that goes. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh. These hoodies. All the hoodies came in, the bulk of all the hoodies came in. They're at my home, back in my hometown, and I'm still promoting the shit out of them, posting a bunch, like 4 or 5 times a day. Gonna run some ads as well. And then I also have this long list of people that I want to wear the hoodie, so I'm gonna send those out to people, a few out of the bulk. There was this one guy, he actually plays football at Harvard. He hit me up when he saw the hoodie, and he was like, yo dude, I would love to wear this, let me know. And I was like, yeah man. So I think that might be one of the dudes as well that I send it to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm super excited about new clothing designs, because you'll hear this in a lot of artist interviews, and it's really a universal experience. It applies for me too. When you're promoting something with the intention to sell it, it takes a certain amount of time to promote it, right? To get it to an optimal point. If you treat it like a bell curve, or not, it's not really a bell curve, because more promotion is always better, but if you think about it, like, it takes a certain point to reach like a certain level of hype that you can capitalize on, make money off of. So in that process, from point A to point B in promoting, it's not like your creation mind has stopped and all that, right? You're still thinking of new ideas from point A to point B in that promotion process of that piece before. So imagine me, right? I've been working on the Harvard Dropout hoodie for like 8 months. So you can imagine I can't wait to put this in people's hands and move on to the next thing, because like I mentioned in the last video, I have other clothing ideas. I'm putting new samples into production right now as we speak. There's one that just got done, but it didn't really look and fit the way I wanted to, so need to do another round of sampling on that one. But like, bro, I got a lot of ideas, you know what I mean? The chopsticks too, like, mine's all over the place, bro. So just continuing to keep the momentum forward. Like, once we drop this, it's immediately on to the next piece, and it's this cycle, right, of like showing the world, while showing the world, making something new, showing that. It's just repeating. And in all that, of course, working on, like, in all this is just about doing things that I want to. You know, I sometimes I think, like, you know, I want to design this chopstick set or whatever, and I have other ideas. Like, I was looking at these chair designs on Pinterest, and I had no intention of designing a chair, but I was just kind of looking around to see what I'm gravitated towards. That's kind of an exercise I like doing, because I really want to refine my taste, right? I don't want to be in a position where I'm like 30 years old, balling with a shit ton of money, ready to go all in on a crib, and I have no idea how I want to style it. And you could, your taste at 30 years old is really just a compilation and interpretation of all the tastes you've had for the previous parts of your life. So I really want to make sure all my data points are clear, right? I have a great eye for what I like and just a great understanding and awareness. So that's kind of why I design a bunch of things, and I don't limit myself to, oh, I'm just a music artist, or I'm just a clothing designer, or I just like write movie, like short film scripts. Like, I really like to think about everything. Colors I like, furniture I like, paintings I like, things like that. But yeah, that's basically it, guys, for this week. And then next week, you guys will hear from me about how my exams went, I should say. All right. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. With that being said, Abhiram Chaganti out.